Welcome back, and let's kick off with a share PanAf Resources. And I mean, that's of course a gold mining company. I mean, they are in the gold production. And the last couple of days, a lot of people liked the gold and they bought gold shares. For me, look at the stochastic. And who asked about it? Rashid. Rashid, nowhere stochastic here. We had a beautiful rally all the way up to 4.15. It came back. And for me, I will just wait a little bit before I just buy here, and I'll tell you why. There's the trend line that keeps it going. And every time that it gets to this line, look, there it started. And then it bounced off it here around 3.40. It rallied away, come back. So maybe we're going to see another rally here. But of course, if you want to chase the momentum here, I mean, there's a lot of momentum traders in this market. I will actually use this top of this candle, chase it 395, get in and buy it, and then I will make use of a stop loss of 368, and my target can maybe be a previous high of about 411. It was just a couple of days ago, but what I don't like about it is this stochastic, and I always say to myself, if you do buy on momentum, and your stochastic is nowhere, or your RSI is nowhere, your on-balance volume, or even the MACD, and it doesn't matter which indicator you use, if it's in nowhere country, and it's between this 40-60 zone, and you're wrong, unless you take a strict stop loss, what is your strategy? So always I do a combination, an indicator that's guiding me, either overbought or oversold, and I like a candle to confirm me that some other buyers wants to buy, and then I like to have a tiny stop loss, because then I know I'm in the right direction. So let's have a look at WBHO. Carly wants to know about WBHO. And I can tell you now why, because a lot of investors is on this thing of want to invest in infrastructure. Now, if we look at this chart, well, it's almost oversold on the stochastic. What I don't like about it is the following. Look at this candle. I mean, it went as high as 116 Rand on Tuesday. But from 116 Rand, it closed at 107 Rand. It looks like this share likes to do this from 117 Rand, all the way up to 125.84. That's some massive move. So for me personally, I'll be a little bit nervous. I will wait for it. And what do I see here? What I don't like is, look at these lower highs. But if you combine that, and you've got this overhang resistance, it actually tells you that you've got a top, and another top, and another top. And look at these upper shadows. It tells you that there's some sellers around. And this triple top that we've seen here can easily go all the way down. And oh my soul, what do I see? No, I will rather stand away from this share. I will say leave it alone. And the reason why I do that, look at it. Left shoulder, massive head. Right shoulder, the neckline is sitting at 105.10. It will come into play below 105.10. And where can it go to? I don't like this. It can take it all the way down. Let's just do the projection for you so that you can see. If it pay out in full, it can take the share down to 93.72. The bottom line is it needs to get below this neckline to make me nervous. But what I don't like is that this overhang resistance is sitting here, and I don't know if you can remember Dr. Clive Roffey. He was keen on overhang resistance. He believed that if a share struggled to move above it, that is always seen as a warning signal. Well, let's have a look at Nampak. Nampak is Wolfie want to know about Nampak, and of course that is also a company that's involved with the local economy. And if we look at it, at a massive rally, look at this beautiful uptrend. Wolfie, I mean, this chart is telling me that it can really go higher, but what I don't like about it is the following. It looks like I'm seeing a few negatives here tonight, unless those two guys that gave us some beautiful buying opportunities early in the program that I almost analyzed there. But let's have a look here. And the moment I show you what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing a ascending channel, and ascending channel, although it is positive in the short term, eventually it is turning out to be a negative formation. So yes, there's your support line. If it drops below 369, look where we are. We're right in the middle of it. Makes me a little bit nervous. So below 369, it can take it all the way down to this low of 287. And where do I get it? I do the projection from the resistance, the support, and I'm just extending it down to the downside. That's where it can take to. And for me personally, Wolfie, I will just sit on my hands and let Nampak show me what to do. The only thing that worries me is, and you see there's also a tiny little gap here. I'm going to mention that to you, 284 to 283. And I know everybody will say, Frans, but Nampak can never go from 4 Rand to 282 to close that gap. But I can maybe show you where's Nampak coming from. And just to give you an idea, what can happen to a company, and we, after 18 months of a fantastic rally, recovery rally, one rally after the other, this is a weekly chart of Nampak. Let's just show you here. Although the chart looks beautiful on the weekly chart with higher lows, it tells me that it can still break to the downside. And if I use this trend line, you'll probably see it will come out at the same level as which I got from the daily chart. Yes, there you are. 2 Rand 90 cents. So, and I said 280, 288. So yes, it looks terrible on a weekly chart, only recovering now. But look what happened. This share was 22 Rand in 2017. It went down all the way to 57 cents. So just remember, this market had one massive rally. And I know I'm going on with it. And remember, this market is going to correct sometime and you can burn your fingers. So let's have a look at Datatec. And Bopsy is asking about Datatec. Bopsy, thank you for watching the show. I think you are a newcomer. And I hope that you learn a lot. And look at this Datatec chart. I mean, beautiful lamp formation from 20. This is a weekly chart from 23.25 straight up to 42. I think there was a rumor of a takeover, or that they will buy somebody. I'm not 100% sure, but let's have a look here. Just use it on a daily chart. And there's your clue. See, it rallied up. Look at this uptrend. I mean, nothing can go wrong. In actual fact, I look at the Nasdaq's chart. And I asked myself the same question. If it's at the 35 PE and the world is just buying, what can go wrong? Nothing can go wrong, the world is saying to me. But if I look at this Datatec, if you look at this rally, could anything go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. And suddenly we see a gap here. And this gap is between 39.77 and 41.19. Momentum has turned to the downside, and what worries me a little bit is, have a look here, Bopsy. I will not buy the share. Look at all these upper shadows. Yes, it did play out. This rising wedge did reach its target. But all these candles, upper shadow, upper shadow. There's another two. So for me personally, if you look at Datatec, if it drops below this line, there you are. That is below 36.61. It can actually go lower. So be careful. Don't just rush in. You can maybe also be surprised here, because while this gap is open, momentum to the downside remains in place. Let's have a look at Telkom. And King is asking about Telkom. And he, I think, is calling maybe a buy or a sell for us, because the other guys called for us a beautiful buy, those Renergens earlier on. Well, let's have a look at Telkom here. Same thing here. It had a beautiful rally. Look at it, straight up, and then it's straight down. And there's the lesson. If it goes up too steeply, it will come back as well. Let's have a look here. I see a head and shoulder formation here developing. And this is an interesting question, because I find it a lot. People say, but Frans, if you get this share, there's the left shoulder, there's the head, there's the right shoulder. If it goes up like this, does it take out the right shoulder? Yes, it does. It is then bullish. What I've seen also in the past, and remember, this bring me back to an old point. I always say, remember, technical analysis is not an exact science. Like any fundamentalist will tell you, Yes, we believe the company is good, the company will make profit, there's probably a nice dividend on its way, the business is doing okay, the business model is fine. Sometimes things goes horribly wrong. So the same here, there's the right shoulder. Yes, it can go it out and take it out, and people will say now, yes, we can chase the momentum. Yes, you can do that above the right shoulder, but then you need to make use of the stop loss of 49.53. What I've seen in the past as well, it can do a left shoulder ahead, and then it goes a little bit higher, and then it starts to turn around, and it touches that neckline and it falls through. So for me personally, it's important to understand that if you look at any chart, and also we sometimes talk about candle painting. Someone asked me the other day, can I maybe participate in a competition? And I said to him, please, I cannot, I'm struggling to go through the day. And the reason why, because I check each and every candle on the Aussie to see when I can buy or sell. It's not a case of that I wait for the candle to finish. I actually see how it develops. And that's the golden rule of candlesticks. Yes, you can make a decision on a daily chart, and you can maybe look at it on the evening and every second day or third day. Yes, you can do it. But if you want to be a full-time trader, it's important for you to see how this specific candle gets built, because sometimes you get what we call candle painting, and it looks like a beautiful candle, and then the next moment it turns out to be a different candle. So yes, there's a difference between trading, medium-term investing, or even long-term investing. But in this case, a golden rule for us, yes, it can give us another right shoulder, but unfortunately we're out of time for another lesson. Visit our website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info, and we will chat again.